Hi friends, myself Vivenkar Chaudhary, and here I want to explain the most important topic of wave optics, Young's double slit experiment. Before knowing about this experiment, we have to know the concepts of path difference, phase difference, Huygens principle, and interference. The links are given in the description. Here, to perform Young's double slit experiment, we require two coherent sources. Coherent sources means the sources emitting waves of same frequency and constant phase difference. Constant phase difference. The constant phase difference is explained here. If we consider these two sources S1 and S2 emitting waves of this type, here phase difference is 0 and here phase difference is 0. So interference of both these waves gives us constructive interference. And if we observe here, phase difference is here phase is 0 and here phase is pi, and the phase difference pi is constant everywhere of the wave. So these two are considered as coherent sources waves, and if we observe here, initially they have same phase, but after their phase differ, so this is not recommended for the Young's double slit experiment. Next, I want to explain Young's double slit experiment. Consider the source placed at infinity. Then we get planar wavefronts reaching. We get planar wavefronts reaching a Planck which contain two slits. Consider it as S1 and S2. If you know the Huygens principle, as the wave propagates through these slits, these have particles, and these particles behave as secondary sources and emits spherical wavefronts, and these two emits spherical wavefronts. If we observe here, interference happened here, we get interference band. Consider a source placed here, screen placed here, and we observe consecutive bright and dark bands. Consider this as bright. We can call it as bright bands or bright fringes. On placing a screen here in front of the slits, we get a interference pattern. This pattern of consecutive bright bands and dark bands is called as interference pattern. Interference pattern is observed on the screen. Then I want to explain where bright fringe is formed and where dark fringe is formed through another process. Consider these two as the secondary sources S1 and S2, and the distance between them is D, and the midpoint of S1 S2 mark it as D, such that draw a straight line from D and place a screen here. Consider this point as O. If we observe, the rays coming from S1 meets O and S2 also meets O, Actually, this to be written like this, but for our convenience, we written just it as a ray. If we observe here, two triangles are formed. Triangle S1OD. Here, if we consider the two triangles S1OD and S2OD, triangle S2OD. OD is common side and angle ODS2 is equal to angle ODS1 is equal to 90 degrees, and as D is midpoint of S1 S2, S1D is equal to DS2. Therefore, by side angle side SAS congruency, these two triangles are triangle S1OD is congruent to triangle S2OD. That means S1O is equal to S2O. If these two lengths are equal, at this point interference happened. So the path difference is S1O minus S2O. As these two lengths are equal, path difference is 0. We know from interference, if a path difference is 0, then we get a maximum, and it is found at center. So we call this point O as central maximum. Now consider any other point. Now consider any other point P. Join S1P and S2P. The length between the slits and the screen BD. If we observe here, the length between the slits is in maximum, it is in micrometer, whereas length between the slits and screen is meters. That means when compared to D is 10 power 6 times greater. When we compare 1 kilometer with 10 lakhs kilometer, this distance will be so large, and we compare this point at infinity. Consider the point at P is at infinity. That means two rays meet at infinity. We know that parallel rays meets at infinity. These two rays are meeting at infinity point P. That means these two rays are parallel, and if we join another straight line from D to P, and the position of point P from central maxima is y. Consider it as the length is y. Then we observe that I want to explain this here. Consider this point as S1 and this point as D and this point as S2, such that they are three parallel rays meeting at infinity. Draw horizontal lines to all these three rays. We observe that S1, S2P is greater than S1P. S2P is greater than S1P. That means there is a path difference is not equal to 0. There exists a path difference. If we draw a perpendicular from S1 to S2 meets the S2P at a point M such that S1P is equal to MP. That means the remaining S2M gives path difference delta x. That means this length S2M gives path difference. Draw that here. And we prove that, this is this is delta x and the whole length here is b, small d, and it makes an angle theta with this straight line. If we observe that these are horizontal lines, so this should make 90 with this vertical line. That means this angle becomes 90 minus theta, and it is a perpendicular. That means it is a perpendicular because these are parallel rays and here also perpendicular. So this angle becomes theta. That means as these three rays are parallel rays, this angle also becomes theta. This angle also becomes theta. We use only this point as theta. Consider this angle as theta and this angle as theta. Then write sin theta, as this is a right angle triangle. Sin theta is equal to delta x by small b. Delta x by small b. And in this triangle POD, triangle POD, tan theta is y by capital D. Capital D is the distance between slit and screen. If we observe that here, if theta is very small, if we know that if theta is very small, then theta is nearly equal to sin theta and is nearly equal to tan theta. So we can write this as sin theta is equal to tan theta. So we write it as delta x by b equal to y into capital D, and we can write y is equal to delta x into capital D by small d. Capital D by small d. This is what is y? The position of particle from central maximum. That means we have to remember this only formula to get what position of point from central maximum. For bright fringes, that means maxima. For bright fringes, we know that path difference is n lambda. That means y of for nth maxima position is n lambda capital D by small d, whereas n is equal to 0, plus or minus 1, plus or minus 2. Here we use plus or minus because the pattern above central maxima is similar to below the central maxima. So we consider this as positive position and this as negative. So we use n equal to plus or minus and plus or minus 2. And for dark fringes, we know that means for minimas, path difference will be n minus 1 by 2 lambda capital D by small d such that n is equal to plus or minus 1 plus or minus 2 plus or minus 3. So by this we are now derived the position of nth maxima and nth minima from central maxima. There is another video based on Young's table street experiment. Thank you.